hearing for October 27th, 2022. If you wish, good morning, everyone. If you wish to speak at today's proceedings, please stand and raise your right hand. Stand. And raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's proceedings?
I do.
Thank you. Have a seat. Please silence all devices. Thank you.
First case is on page 5. Inspector Diego Santos, case number CE 22080097, address 88 Southwest 24th Avenue. Owner Rose Marlin Martin and Roseanne Martin, DeFox Estate. It's on. It's on.
Make it louder.
It's good. Property was posted 10/7/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022. Diego Santos. Okay.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the case number again?
CE 22080097.
Thank you very much. All right. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. I'm Inspector Diego Santos, representing the City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, presenting case CE 22080097 for the property located at 88 Southwest 24th Avenue. On August 3rd, 2022, I conducted the initial inspection at the property in question, and the following violations were observed. 18-12A, which is complied. 9-305B, landscape maintenance. 9-306, complied. 9-304B, complied. 4734.1.A.1, complied. As of October 22nd, the property remains a violation just for the 9-305B. At this time, the city is requesting 63 days for the property owner to come into compliance or face a fine of $25 per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Rose Martin.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the rest of the property into compliance within 63 days?
Yes.
Okay, then it's, I'll so order it, okay? 63 days or $25 a day thereafter.
Okay, and what is that,
So the 25,
December 29th is
the
63
29th?
days.
And what's that violation?
the violation for the landscape, 9-305B.
Okay,
All right, thank you for your cooperation.
thank you.
Next case is on page 44. Dorian Kaloyan, Inspector. Case number CE 22080601, address 5701 North 22nd Way. Owner David Kanevich. Sorry. Property was cited 8/22/2022 to comply by 8/25/2022. One section complied at $250, 5 days out of compliance for $1,250. No appeal was received.
Good morning. Senior Inspector Kaloyan for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number is CE 22080601. Case address 5701 Northeast 22nd Way. This property was first inspected on August 25th, 2022 by myself and Inspector Jai Prashad. We issued a citation for the following violation. 18-1, there's an infestation of bees at the property that's creating a public nuisance. It is being maintained in such a manner that the property threatens or endangers the public health, safety, or welfare. or may adversely affect and impair the economic welfare of the adjacent properties. This was a citation. There was no appeal received by the deadline, and the city is requesting the imposition of fine in the amount of $1,250. And the city would also like the photos entered for the record.
Okay. Good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is David Knežević. I'm the property owner.
Okay, did you file an appeal in this case?
No, because I did not receive a notice of appeal because I complied in time. I don't know what the inspector is saying right now. The latest information was also for $500 of fines, not $1,250. But I did comply inside of the 72 hours. I have all of my documentation over here, and I guess I would like to state my case, if it is okay.
No, that's actually not true. So it was out of compliance for 5 days.
Okay. Let me tell you, and everyone who's here on a citation case, okay, if no appeal is filed, the ordinance, the way it reads, tells me that I shall impose the fine. I have no discretion in the matter. So I have to impose the fine. The only alternative you have is to apply for a lien reduction under a different process. But today, if you have not filed an appeal, and it's plainly stated on the citation that you have 20 days to do so, then I have no discretion but to enter the fine. So I'll enter the fine of $1,250.
Excuse me, but I did comply, and that is the whole point. I wouldn't do an appeal if I complied in time.
Okay,
I tried to speak with the code enforcement about this. If I could just say what happened, please.
but the problem is when you don't file the appeal, everything that the city is alleging is deemed admitted. And as a result of that, I don't have any alternative but to, and I have conflicting testimony.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Stephanie Bass, Supervisor Bass would like to speak.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Stephanie Bass, Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale. I did have email communication with the property owner. I explained to him that the amount of days that the property was still out of compliance. In that email, I also explained to him that the citation was not appealed in a timely manner as well, Your Honor.
Okay, all
But
right.
I'm sorry.
Now,
But I was told it was
Done.
$500. Now it is $1,250 by supervisor.
Okay,
There is
all
an
right.
email from her saying it is $500.
Do you understand what I'm telling you? I don't have any discretion but to impose the fine.
But how did the fine change from?
I'm not going to stay here and argue with you, sir. $1,250. If you want, you can obviously give me whatever evidence you want at a lien reduction hearing. But for this process, I don't have any discretion. So $1,250 is my ruling.
Okay.
And for the record, Your Honor, the email stated the date of compliance, which was August 30th. I told him I would backdate it for 5 days being out of compliance, which
Right.
equated to
I see
$1,250.
that, yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Next case is on page 28. Bovary Exantis, the inspector. Case number CE 22050148. Address 1541 Northwest 15 Terrace. Owner Franklin Byron. Property was posted 10/6/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Exantis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 2205-0148. Property address 1541 Northwest 15 Terrace. Property was first inspected on May 6, 2022, and the following violations were observed. Violation 9-306. The exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia boards and awnings, are in disrepair. There are areas of the exterior that have stained and missing peeling paint. Violation 9-313.A is actually in compliance. Violation 9-304B, the gravel driveway is worn through and grass and weeds are going through it. Violation 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover that include the swale area. Violation 18-12A, there's overgrowth, trash, rubbish, debris on the property and swale. Violation 18-4C, there's a derelict vehicle, RV, in the state of neglect with mildew, broken parts, and vegetation growing underneath the vehicle stored at this property. Notice of hearing was posted on property October 6, 2022, and a pre-hearing inspection was conducted on October 19, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. I've spoken once with the property owner, and that's the only time I've had any communication with the property owner. The city is requesting 90 days to correct all violation or fine of $25 for each violation, each day thereafter.
Okay. Sir, can you please state your name for the record?
My name is Lieutenant Franklin Byram. I'm a federal officer, Your Honor.
Good morning. Welcome. Can you bring the property into compliance within 90 days?
91 days, Your Honor.
91 days, sorry.
Your Honor, the accusations are fantasy. The accusation of a derelict vehicle, here's the tag on the vehicle, derelict. Here's the registration of the vehicle, derelict. This vehicle has been properly registered and tagged ever since its acquisition. The vehicle belonged to my son. He did not upkeep things well, so I took possession. However, the vehicle is registered now in my name. It was originally registered in the name of my wife. At no time has this vehicle been derelict. What happens, Your Honor, is the inspecting officer never contacted me. He didn't really look. What he saw appeared to be overgrowth. However, Your Honor, about February 2020, a court order took my son off the property, denied him access to the property for 2 years. In 2020, a court order. Now, at the same time, the court order denied me to go within 10 feet of this allegedly derelict vehicle. So for 2 years, my son was denied access to the property. For 2 years, I was denied access to go near the vehicle.
Inspector, can you look at the evidence he's presenting, the registration, et cetera?
Yes,
Can
Your
you see
Honor. I'm looking at the evidence that the property owner is presenting right now, Your Honor. The derelict vehicle was cited for not for the registration, but for the state and the condition of the vehicle. As the case read, the vehicle is in the state of neglect. There's mildew, broken parts of the vehicle, and there's vegetation growing underneath the vehicle. That's good news that the vehicle has a tag and registration.
Okay, but it's still in violation.
As it reads in the code, vehicle is in a state of neglect with mildew, broken parts, and vegetation growing underneath it. It's in violation.
Okay.
Your Honor, the registration is no question. These are the documents. As for the vegetation, my property, Your Honor, is a registered wildlife refuge. This document was filed with his office years ago. I'm registered nationally and locally as a wildlife preserve with plants for food, shelter, and nesting for wildlife. I have regular visits of possums, raccoons, I have monarch butterflies, I have a wide variety of wildlife. The area is registered, and the growth is for the wildlife. What the inspector sees, I'm sure he's reputable, I'm sure he's honorable. What he sees, what appears to be overgrowth. My growth has exceeded a little bit my fence line. To satisfy his inspection, I am practicing clear cutting. I've cut everything near my fence to 2 feet before the fence. The only thing that's visible now is the fence outside the property. Prior, the house was not visible. There's such good growth. I have mango, caramoli, lychee nut, white sapote. I have Suriname cherry. I have vines, low growth bushes, and crawling vines for the wildlife. Now I have begun clear cutting within 2 feet of the fence. Before, you could not see the house, Your Honor. Now, all you can see is the fence on the outside. I have not finished the clear cutting, but I will be through this week. As for the overloads, the growth is for my registration. I'm happy to fulfill any law that's really legitimate. But as for the derelict vehicle, the man never really looked. He never asked. He never contacted. I went to the office of the code inspectors, Your Honor, last month. I present these documents and other documents, and I pointed out that I was in compliance and there was no violence. The chief inspector said that he wanted to speak with me. The chief inspector said he would call me after I presented my case to his secretaries, who were very competent, but he never called me. After I presented my materials at his office, I called the inspector. He never returned my call. The office never returned my call. The chief inspector never called me, although he said, I'm in full compliance. The question, Your Honor, is simple. My name is Lieutenant Byram. I served with Colin Powell, my friend. I was on call in Vietnam. I was a flight navigator. My friend Colin served on the ground. Unfortunately, in August, in the line of duty, I was injured. When I woke up, I was half deaf, and I had brain damage. I've been living as an invalid for 64 years due to my damage during my service on call in Vietnam. Now I request some allowance for my position. What I've done in these 64 years, I took a property worth $28,000. I altered it. My property is now worth $230,000 because of what I did. I landscaped. I planted. I have complete tree cover. I have a very valuable property. I got a call last week. A man offered me $210,000 for the property that I paid $28,000 for.
1 second, sir. Can you address the issue of the habitat if there's any kind of legal status for that?
Yes, ma'am. Julio Davila, co-compliance supervisor. While being designated as a habitat allows you to have certain type of vegetation on your property, there are certain plants and other foliage that is allowed. However, weeds and invasive type of plants, as you've seen in some of the pictures, is not allowed. I would be very happy to meet with the gentleman at his property within these 91 days, actually as soon as possible, and just trying to go over the things with a landscape inspector as well, if we can, and kind of just show him what can be there and what can't be there, and just help clarify some of the things at his house so that we can come into an agreement of compliance.
Okay.
I'm sure these people are honorably wrong. I'll cooperate in any way, in any
Appreciate that,
fashion.
sir.
There is no violation
Okay.
on my property.
Sir, what I'm going to say first of all, thank you for your service. We all appreciate it. But as I see from the pictures, there are certain violations there. But it appears that you don't understand what the violations are. So the supervisor will come out and talk to you within that 91 days and go through the whole property with you and let you know what complies and what doesn't comply and what complies with your designation as a habitat, okay? So I'm going to give 91 days for that, okay? And the supervisor will be out within a week or so?
Yes, I'll
Okay, he'll be
coordinate with
out
him
within
now.
a week, and he'll help you comply the property, okay?
I will cooperate in every possible fashion, Your Honor.
We
There is no
appreciate it.
violation on my property.
Okay, we appreciate
It's
that.
a pleasure to meet you. You can count on my full
It's my
cooperation.
my pleasure, sir.
Come back again. If you want any good reading, I write reference books that Barnes and Noble sells. One of my books is How to Talk to Dumb People.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay.
Next case is on page 46, Pat Gavin, the inspector. Case number CE 22010733, address 3011 Southwest 8th Street. Owner, Philadair and Agnes Joseph. Case was first heard 6/30/2022 to comply by 7/28/22. Suspended from 8/25/2022 to 9/29/2020. One section not complied at $25 a day. Fines accrue for $1,800, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case CE 22010733 for property located at 3011 Southwest 8th Street. This property was first inspected on January 26th, 2022, and given time to correct for the following violations. 47-34.4.A.1 has been complied. 9-308B, there is debris, trash, or another element which is not permanent on the roof, blue plastic. At the Special Magistrate hearing of April 12, 2022, Special Magistrate Purdy ordered compliance within 91 days or a fine of $25 per day thereafter. The property was brought into compliance on October 22, 2022. The case was non-compliant for 72 days with a fee of $25 per day for a total of $1,800 currently due. The administrative cost is $663. The city is requesting no fines.
The city's requesting no fine?
No fines, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Hello, sir. Please state your name for the record.
Philadair Joseph.
Okay, I'm assuming you're in agreement with no fines.
Thank you so much.
Okay, have a good day, sir.
You too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Inspector.
Next case is on page 22. Bovary Exantis is the inspector. Case number CE 22040553, address 1117 Northwest 17th Avenue. Owner, Jesse Salsby. Property was posted 10/13/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022. Bovary. Consent. Next case is on page 38, Wanda Aquabella. This is an administrative hearing. Sir?
We're going to recall your case, sir, so give us a minute, please. We're going to wait on the inspector. Ms. Mayor, what page is the next case on?
Page 38, Wanda Aquabella. Case number, this is an administrative hearing. Case number SE 22080149, address 3636 Southwest 13th Court. Owner, U.S. Income Life, Inc.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wanda Aquavella for the city.
Good morning.
Case and address is read. The initial inspection was on 8/23/22. I returned 2 days later on 8/25/22. The trash was still there. The property had been posted and, on 8/23. Trash was removed by my driver on 8/26/22.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Gilberto Placencia.
Victoria Thomas Placencia.
We're the
Okay.
owners of 3636.
All right, and what do you want to tell me in support of your appeal?
All right, first, we just want to address the issue of, we were actually in Ocala during that time, taking care of my mother. When we got back, we received a letter. When we looked at it, first thing we did is we contacted our tenants to ensure, see if they dumped any trash into the swelling. Both of our tenants stated to us very clear that they did not put out any trash. The property next to us, which is 3640, and you can see clearly by the trail of trash coming from 36. So our property's on the left side, 3636. The 3640 is on the right. You see a trail of trash coming from 3640, which that property was just purchased about a couple of months ago, and they were remodeling the inside. All that trash belongs to the 3640. Unfortunately, the code enforcement officer made an incorrect citation. They cited 3636, which is our property, instead of 3640. Furthermore, the following month, when we were back in town, the owner, which lives at 3640, was again doing the same thing, throwing trash out, which we got copies of, and we have our attorney draft a letter to him not to impose trash in our property because we got cited incorrectly. So the issue is very simple. We got cited incorrectly due to the fact of a new owner who occupies the property now, and he's remodeling the property. And these walls are so small that if you can see it, it divides the property very in an narrow type of lining. But if you clearly see, the trash comes straight from 3640. The trash lead does not come from 3636. So if you see the trails, look at the trails. It goes to the green property, not my property. So again, we incorrectly got cited for it.
Your Honor, the date on those properties, 8/23, the majority of the trash is on their property.
Okay.
And
That's their side. That's the majority is on their side. It's not our side. And in fact, Your Honor, we have the letter to the new owner, and we have pictures, and I took a video of it because we knew he was going to do it again, and we have it here. So regardless, they incorrectly, the code enforcer, in which we went to the city and we addressed the matter, they incorrectly cited our property.
Okay, let me say something. I appreciate the fact that someone else might be dumping on your property. I hear these cases all the time, and unfortunately, that's what people tell me. We didn't put it there, our tenants didn't put it there, but the way the ordinance reads, you were responsible for trash on your property, even if you didn't put it there.
But look at the trash, it leads to the other property. It's so hard to determine. You're determining something that is extremely hard. Everyone sees this. Look at the property right there. Look at the picture. It's right down the middle.
Yes,
And
yes, but
down the middle, and then the other side.
Sir, please don't speak while I'm speaking.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, thank you. The pictures clearly show that at least most of this is on your property.
How can you say that? How can
I
you say
just
mostly?
did.
It does not.
Okay,
It's
sir.
incorrect.
Sir. What dates were you out of town?
We were out for the entire month taking care of my mom who has Alzheimer's. She lives in Ocala. We were there for the whole month. We got back, we received the letter, and as soon as we bought this property in 2011. We never had any issue. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. I trust the code enforcer. We never had any problems with any issue.
You have a property manager that's in charge of this property when you're
It's
out of town.
I do. No, we do. It was an emergency call. We left. It's my mom. We left. We came back, and as soon as we got back, we did address the issue with regards to. We went to the Sixth Trunk area for the city of Fort Lauderdale, and we tried to communicate with them. We told them our story. We are abiding law citizens.
Okay,
we don't
I'm
do
going to
anything.
give you the benefit of doubt this time.
Thank you.
Because you were out of town caring for your mother, et cetera. However, if this happens again.
Of course.
There's going to be no alternative but to cite you, even if you did not put the trash. I want to make
Fair
sure
enough.
you're clear about that.
Absolutely. One thing, can I ask you one thing just for future reference? if we caught someone in the act of dumping stuff and we have pictures, how can we defend ourselves? Because, things do happen, and in this matter, we do have,
Well, you
we
need
have
to
proof.
timely remove it.
But hold on, if we have
I
proof-
gave you Detective Levin's phone number. I gave Victoria Detective Levin's phone number.
No, we're not talking about this case, we're talking about future stuff, just to get an idea.
Detective
If
Levin.
we have proof that someone, for example, we do have proof in this case, that the owner of the new property, and of course, he doesn't know the laws, he doesn't know the rules, and again, I do appreciate what you guys do, I truly do, because it keeps up the property, it keeps up the
I
building
can
and so on.
sir, I can't decide what's going to happen in the future. I can only take things on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, fair enough.
I've told you what the law is, and you're going to.
Thank you, appreciate it, thank you for your time.
Keep up the property. Okay. thank
Absolutely,
you.
we will, thank you.
We're going to recall the case on page 22, Bovary Exantis, CE 2204-0553, address 1117 Northwest 17th Avenue, owner Jesse Salisbury. Property was posted 10/13/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Exentis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 2204-0553. Property address 1117 Northwest 17th Ave. Property was first inspected in April 15, 2022, and the following violation was observed. Violation 9-305B. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover on the swell area. Notice of hearing was posted on property on October 13, 2022, and a pre-hearing inspection was conducted in October 21st, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. I have not been having any contact with property owner. On the day property was posted for the notice of hearing, I noticed several vehicles was parked in the driveway, knocked on the door, no one answered the door, then I left the property. So city is requesting 21 days to correct all violation or fine of $25 for each violation each day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
Jesse Salisbury.
Okay. And can you bring the rest of the property into compliance within 21 days?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your cooperation. If you run into a problem, make sure you contact the inspector before that 21 days is up, or the fines will begin to run.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is on page 54, case number CE 2204-0843, address 1324 Northwest 9th Avenue. This is a request for an extension. Page 54.
Is it my ears or yours? Okay.
Inspector Bernstein Simbert. Case was first heard 8/9/2022 to comply by 9/6/2022. One section not complied at $25 per day. $1,275 accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Bernstein, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, case number CE 2204-0843. Property address 1324 Northwest 9th Ave. This property was inspected April 19th, 2022. The only violation that's remaining is 9-280B. There are building parts which are deteriorating and not being maintained. The kitchen cabinets are not installed properly. Due to noncompliance as of October 26, 2022, violations remain. I have spoken to the property owner numerous occasions. He is making the effort of trying to get into compliance. He did run into some inventory shortages or delay with the cabinets. The city is okay to grant him the extension of another 30 days. I mean, not 30 days, 35 days.
Okay, sir, please state your name for the record.
Jean Jules Jody Pitts.
Okay, are you in agreement with a 35-day extension?
Yes, Owner, because all cabinets is here now. I'm just waiting for the contractor to put them in for me.
Okay, good
So,
luck.
yes.
All right, thank you. 35-day extension.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. And we'll suspend the fines during that time.
Next case is on page 38, Wanda Aquavella, the inspector. Case number SE 2208-0147, address 1101 Southwest 24th Avenue. Owner, SG Florida Group LLC. This is for administrative hearing.
Morning, Your Honor. Again, case and address is read. Property was inspected, notice was posted on 8/22/22. I re-inspected on 8/24/22. The trash was still there. I had the truck remove it on 8/25/22. There's been no contact from the owner.
Please state your name for the record.
Sigal Gilad.
Okay, and what do you want to tell me in support of your appeal?
Well, this property, this is gonna sound familiar. This property have.
Please
the same-
speak into the microphone. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's gonna sound really familiar because this property keep on having problem. There is a boat on one side and usually there's nothing parked on my side. And that's the best place to throw garbage for everybody. It's not my tenant and it's not even the next door. It's just the best place. Now, every time that we got noticed, placed on the building or mailed to us to the business address, we took care of it right away. I have a guy that do it. I pay him $25, $50, depends what it is. In this case, I never received a notice. I just received a citation for $240. If I would be aware of that, it would be fixed right away. And this is like a landscaping probably from the gardener. This is, the neighbor will take it if that was, usually they throw big things. I've already been to the city in the past about that because everybody dumped things there. This is just a few leaves from the landscaping that have been done. The neighbor usually take care of that when it happens. And it's a repeat problem of people throwing, but this time there was no notice for me to take care of it. So I was not aware there is a problem there.
Okay. Anything else from the city? The notice was posted on the property.
Yes, ma'am. It's right there on the white fence.
Okay. All right, I'm going to fine for the city. Unfortunately, the notice was properly posted, so.
Where is the notice?
Right there.
Right there.
That might have flowed from the window or something because all three tenants in that unit, in that building knows whenever they see citation, they let us know there is a citation and we take care of it. That's probably flown away. Or if I get anything at home, usually they send 2 copies, 1 register, 1 regular mail. I did not get that, otherwise I would take care of it.
I appreciate that, but it was properly posted, so there's nothing I can do about it.
And just for these
Okay.
few leaves,
Ma'am,
there is,
I've ruled. I'm sorry.
thank you.
Next case is on page 37, Leonard Champagne, the inspector. Case number CE 2209-0672, address 1781 Southwest 30th Place. Owner, Hungry Duck LLC. Property was posted 10/5/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022. This is a vacation rental suspension.
Hello.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Mayor, I didn't quite hear in the back. It was 2209-0456.
Say that again? CE 2209-0672.
I didn't hear it.
On page 37.
Miss Mary, there's another case that's on page 44 that we need to hear first. I think it's on page 44.
On page 41.
Oh, hold on.
Page
hold on.
41.
Okay.
Oh, that was 672?
On page 41, Lenny, we'll read that one in first.
Okay,
Oh, okay, I
page
heard that. That was
41.
for 7081. We're going to hear 17 CE 22090456 first.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to hear first is on page 41, on the top of the page, CE 22090456.
This is a citation.
Okay. All right.
Property was first cited 9/18/2022 to comply by 9/18/2022. Two sections complied at $200 per day. A total
Good morning,
of
Your Honor.
$400.
Leonard Chan.
City requests full amount. No appeal was received.
Good morning, Your Honor. Leonard Champagne for the city for case number CE 22090456. Address is 1781 Southwest 30th Place. Okay, this was cited on 9/18/2022 for the following violations. 15271 1E. Okay, there is a chapter 15 article X vacation rental standard parking violation occurred at this property. There are vehicles associated with the vacation rental property that are parked on the street. Okay, that came into compliance on 9/22/2022. Also, violation 15-2-2755, okay, which came into compliance again on 9/22/22. Okay, that was for responsible party failed to respond to the property in person within 1 hour of being notified by a vacation rental occupant, law enforcement officer, emergency personnel, or the city. Neither one was appealed, so the city is requesting to impose the fines over 4 days of $200 apiece for a total of $1,600, $800 on each violation.
No.
I have 400.
Right. The corrected fine for case number CE 22090456 for violation 15-2781E, it is a one-time fine of $200. And for 15-2755 is a one-time fine of $200, a total of $400.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Please state your name for the record.
Yeah, so my name is Armin Chukmazov.
Okay. And did you file an appeal in this matter?
So we were not aware that we needed to file an appeal. We just were, I believe we were aware that we needed to fix the situation. So what we've done at this point, because it's a recurring problem that they keep parking behind the gate, we've put several signs on the gate, on the door.
Sir, as I said, the notice to appeal is right on the citation. And if you do not appeal, I have no alternative but to impose the fine.
No, I understand that. I'm just letting you know the additional things we've done.
All right, $400 fine.
Your Honor, it's funny that the neighbors like to speak on this one, on this particular case. I know you rule, but they like to speak on this particular case.
Who's here to speak on this case?
Yeah, I'm Cliff Iacino. I live on the adjacent property, 1771 Southwest 30th Place. This thing is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And Leonard has been wonderful. The police code enforcement have been wonderful. It is such a burden to the neighbors. I can't even begin to tell you. So it was kind of fortuitous that doesn't appear here, but this past weekend was the complete blowout. There's 2 additional citations, and it was just, you go out with a bang kind of a thing. And we had like maybe 30 cars in the street. We're on a cul-de-sac. And, for anybody to turn around, the flow, it's like a blood clot. It's just so horrible. They posted signs, big signs saying, you will be towed away. Did absolutely nothing. I mean, Leonard can tell you, he was out there. 30 cars in the street. So please throw the book at these people because I've had it. The neighbors I don't see why, I know this is a citywide problem. I just don't see why neighborhoods have to get involved with this to begin with. The complaint process is onerous. This has been, I tell you, this has been going on for a year. This is the tip of the iceberg. If there's 10 rentals, 9 of them are in non-compliance, but it just wears you out. So please throw the books at these folks and suspend their license. Or I thought it was 3 strikes and you're out for 6 months, but I've had it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
The next case,
words.
same owner, same address, is on page 37. CE
Your mic is not
2209
on.
0672. Property was posted 10/5/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Leonard Champagne again for KCE 22090672, 1781 Southwest 30th Place. This is for violation 15282 D1A. There is a qualified number of violations. This is vacation rental property to request a certificate be suspended for 180 days before the special magistrate. The case you just saw, Your Honor, was two cases, and we also had a case that was cited on 11422, KCE 22010396, would make 3 violations. So that's why the city is requesting the 180-day suspension.
Okay. Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you want to respond to the request for suspension? Something funny?
No, thinking what I can respond. I mean, we do understand it's a problem, unfortunately. So we've been trying to address it as best we can. As the neighbors stated, we did post very large signs. We did post signs about the fact that there are children playing. We've added another camera onto the gate at this point in order to monitor the outside the cul-de-sac. We put a customer service person to actually call, like an assistant, to call people before they move in because the property has more than enough parking inside. We're literally sitting on an acre of land. We're very sorry that it's causing an issue, and it's not like we're just, whatever, and we don't care. We have posted signs, we have put a camera, we are working with the people renting. We try to be in compliance with everything else, and I would ask that we not be suspended at this point with a full understanding that if we get another violation of any kind moving forward, we're getting suspended. So that's kind of my position on it, just so you understand that, that we don't care. It's just a process, unfortunately, and we're very sorry for the neighbors that it's causing issues, and that's kind of what it is. And the property is large enough where they shouldn't be parking outside, period, because you can fit 2, 3, there's a garage, there's more than enough space to park. It's just a work in progress, unfortunately.
Good morning, Your Honor. Katrina Jordan again for the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Manager and Vacation Rental Supervisor. The videos that you're watching are actually from this past Sunday where we were out there again.
Yes, Your Honor.
No contact from the property owners, property managers, no time when we call, and the police. We're calling
Don't
the
interrupt
information
her.
that's in the system that was provided by whoever submitted the application, and the police were actually present before we got there. We were just doing a random drive-by of the area, but the police were already there when we arrived. And so that means that someone in the community was aggravated enough to contact the police. So this will actually be a 4th violation for which we will come back and ask for the 365-day suspension at the next available hearing.
Okay, anything else?
What time was that, the phone call that you said that nobody responded, just out of curiosity?
I can't tell you the exact time that you all were contacted, and the other inspector who was also present is actually away today because he's getting married. But
Congratulations.
but he definitely, he contacted me as well because I'm available 24/7.
Okay.
He contacted me as well once he tried to contact you all, and I told him to go ahead and give you the required hour. He waited an hour, no one showed up, and that is why he wrote the initial citation.
Is there any way we can request us to see what time this was? I'm just curious because we do have people on the phone all the time, so it's just very weird for me that it wasn't picked up.
What? I can definitely give you that information later.
Yeah.
I have to look it up in the system.
Yeah, whichever way this goes, I'd still like to know why somebody didn't pick up that they're supposed to pick up.
Will do.
Thank you so much.
All right. The evidence has shown 3, possibly 4 prior violations, and I'm going to suspend for 180 days.
Actually, Your Honor, they've updated that we found out there was another police report that we just got a hold of that later on the same day, that it was 12 o'clock at night. They came out again at 10 o'clock again, so that was another one.
Okay, all right, 180 days.
Okay, I understand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 52. Dorian, Colorian Inspector. Case number CE 21080893, address 5727 North Federal Highway. Owner, Charlotte Kirkpatrick Living Trust. Morgan Philip, trustee. This is an order to reappear. The case was first heard 8/25/2022 to comply by 10/27/2022. Two sections not complied at 250. Fines would start on the 28th.
Good morning again. Senior Inspector Kaloyan for the City of Fort Lauderdale. This property was first inspected on August 31st, 2021, and heard at the magistrate on 8/25/22, where the magistrate found for the city to comply by 10/27/22, or a fine in the amount of $50 a day per violation thereafter. I actually conducted an inspection late yesterday, and violation 47-19.5 D5 was in compliance. However, 4720.20H was still in violation. They were working on the parking lot, but it's not completed at this time. And I do have some photos I'm gonna enter for the record.
Okay.
And the lawyer's here to speak on their behalf.
Good morning, sir. Please state your name.
Good morning. Tom Tatum. I represent Philip Morgan, who is trustee of the Charlotte Kilpatrick Trust, which is the owner of the land.
Mhm.
And therefore, Mr. Morgan, as trustee, was cited for these violations.
Well, it looks like that they complied with a lot of the stuff, but the parking is left.
Correct. And Mr. Morgan has been working with the operator of the hotel that sits on the ground lease on this property.
Mhm.
Mr. Morgan, as trustee, is unable to actually enter the property to complete these, so he's working with the tenant under the ground lease who operates the hotel.
Okay, and how much time do you think you'll need to finish the property?
The representative of the hotel operator is here, and at this point, we would defer to that representative to respond to you as to how much time is required to finish. But as far as Mr. Morgan is concerned, whatever the city feels is a reasonable amount of time will be acceptable to him. But I would ask you to consider the position of the hotel operator.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Please state your name for the record.
Janae Martinez.
Okay, why don't we have the parking lot done, and when will it be done?
The parking lot started about 2 weeks ago. We should have it done in about 30 days.
30 days, okay. All right, I'm going to give you 35-day extension. And if you run into a problem, make sure you contact the inspector.
Of course.
And I will suspend the fines during that period.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 52. Marco Aguilera, Inspector, case number CE 22040252. Address 1515 Southwest 23rd Avenue. Owner David Han. This is a request for an extension. The case was first heard 8/25/2022 to comply by 9/29/2022. One section not complied at $50. Fines accrue of $1,400, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer for case CE 22040252, property 1515 Southwest 23rd Ave. This case was previously heard at the 8/25 hearing where the magistrate found for the city and ordered 35 days to come into compliance or face a fine of $50 per day thereafter. A reinspection was conducted on 9/29 and showed that one of the violations did remain for missing ground cover in the swale, and fines began to accrue. A reinspection was conducted on 10/20/22 and the property had come into compliance. At this time, the city is requesting to impose the fines in the amount of $1,400 for the days out of compliance. And for the record, there have been 11 inspections and 2 hearings for this property. The administrative costs for this would be $645.
Hello, please state your name for the record.
David Hand.
Okay, How come it took you so long to get the landscaping done?
There was no rain in August, so all the sod places have crappy sod. So I came back for an extension, you gave it to me, and I had the sod in within a few days of that. So I had no idea there was any fines accruing on me, so this is a surprise to me.
Okay. Because it looks like you were working diligently and got most everything complied, I'll reduce to city costs of $645.
So that leaves me with 1,400.
Yeah, that's from 1,400. Okay.
Okay, so what now? Do I
Pardon?
pay $1,400 today? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I reduced it to the city's cost of
Oh, okay.
$645.
So am I supposed to pay that today?
You'll get an order in the mail and it'll tell you.
Okay.
Magistrate,
Thank you.
being that we didn't notice him as a Massey, he would need to waive his right to a Massey hearing for us to impose the fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you understand that? Because this came on my docket as old business, there wasn't proper notice that the fine might be imposed today. Now, I can impose the fine or not, but you have to waive the notice. If you do not waive the notice, then you're going to have to come back at another time for me to impose the fine.
Okay, well, waive the notice then.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
All right, you're welcome. And then you'll mail me a bill or something like that? Or what?
Yeah, you're going to get an order in the mail.
Okay, all
All
right,
right,
thank you. Have a
thank
good day.
Thanks. 645.
Next case is on page 32. Bovary Exantis, the inspector, case number CE 2206-0360. Address 440 Northwest 15th Avenue. Owner Laurie and James Bush. Property was posted 10/6/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Exensis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 2206-0360. Property address 440 Northwest 15th Ave. This property was first inspected in June 15, 2022, and the following violations were observed. Violation 9-305B. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover that include the swell area. Violation 9-304B. There are vehicle trailers parked on the grass lawn area. The gravel driveway is worn through, grass and weeds are going through it. Violation 9-306. The exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia boards, are in disrepair. There are areas of the exterior that have stained and missing peeling paints. Violation 18-1 is in compliance. Violation 24-27B has been withdrawn. Notice of hearing was posted on property on October 13, 2022, and the pre-hearing was conducted on October 19, 2022, as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 35 days to correct all violation or a fine of $50 for each violation each day thereafter.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Are you in agreement to finish the rest of the?
What more do I have to do now? I don't understand the violations numbers and all this stuff. What more do I have to do? Because I've done everything. My house is totally remodeled in 2019. There's no broken fascia board. There's nothing like that, what he's saying. Show me a picture of a broken fascia board. My house was remodeled in 2019. 100% new paint, everything, you know?
Your Honor, case read, violation 9-306 reads, in any part of the property that is standing dirty, it's a violation. And as including to the swell, it's covered with mulch. And the case code reads, they have to have living ground cover. Mulch is not living ground cover.
All right, as far as that swell, Your Honor, it's my understanding, I've owned 16 houses. This is the first house I bought in Broward. Check my record, I never had a violation on none of my properties. Make a long story short, that swell, I got pictures of my house from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. That swell never had grass. I don't know when you guys started this thing with this here, but I was told when I asked somebody, I don't know who it was, that worked with you guys, they said I could put mulch there because the grass won't grow. I put mulch there to beautify the situation. It looks
Your Honor,
good. But-
that basically property owner stated that it's been in violation for 15, 20 years, so.
So if it's been in violation for 15, 20 years, Your Honor, how was I able to buy the property without this being known to me?
Okay, I'm going to grant the 35 days, and, if you have questions about how you need to comply the property, please get with the inspector so that you can, properly comply the property, because from the pictures I'm seeing, the property is not in compliance.
No, he just said it was in compliance, I put mulch there, he just said that. But what I'm asking you, he just said it's been in violation for 15, 20 years. Why do I get the property?
that's
now
what
guys
you
wanna
said.
prosecute? No, he just said the same thing, but why do I get prosecuted for it?
Okay.
That's what I'm asking.
Sir,
Go ahead.
the property is in violation now.
Okay.
That's all I need
So
to
I
know.
need to get with him and find out.
You got to get with him if you have questions on how to comply the
I'm
property.
gonna ask you a question. I walked around this building this morning. I do inspections too. It's 100 violations around this building. Y'all need to first
Okay.
get this building straight for y'all violate the homeowners.
Yeah,
Cause that's crazy. Cause y'all got a lot of violations around this building,
all right.
you know?
Sorry, sir, that's
Yeah,
my
I
ruling.
apologize. So how do I get in contact with
Your
you,
Honor,
sir?
to his response, to respond, this is what's an action item done in the whole entire neighborhood. So
Neighborhood,
it's
they
not
hit
just
us
his
hard,
property
yeah.
that was being cited for. The entire neighborhood was
They hit
cited
us
for.
for everything in that neighborhood. What's your phone number? How to get in contact with you, sir?
I'm sorry, he's talking over you. I missed some of that.
Special Magistrate Julio Davila, Co-Compliance Supervisor. For the record, I just wanted to submit and show if I can. The property from Google Images in June 2015 do show grass and living ground cover on the property. So it's probably just a matter that it died out, and when he purchased the property, he just thought it was always in that state of
No, it shows-
repair.
Yeah, in parts, yeah.
Okay, all right, so there seems to be some confusion, so
Okay.
talk it over with them and figure out how you're going to comply the property, okay? All right, thanks very much.
Next case is on page 42. Evan Oaks, the inspector. Case number CE 22070314, address 2125 Bayview Drive, owner Robin Goodwin. This is a citation. Property was cited 7/15/2022 to comply by 7/30/2022. One section complied at $200. Auto compliance for 40 days, a total of $8,000. City is requesting full amount and no appeal was received.
Good morning, Your Honor. Co-Compliance Officer Evan Oaks, City of Fort Lauderdale, Community Enhancement, presenting case CE 22070314, property address 2125 Bayview Drive. This property was initially inspected on July 15, 2022, and the following violations were observed. 15-272A, property is being utilized as a vacation rental without the required certificate of compliance from the city. A citation was issued and additional inspections were conducted, verifying that the violation has been complied. The city is requesting the full amount of the fines to be imposed.
Please state your name for the record.
Robin Goodwin.
Ms. Goodwin, did you file an appeal in this matter?
I did not, I just understood to show up today to assess the fraudulent listing that this
Okay.
was.
It's a fraudulent listing?
That's absolutely correct, yes.
Okay, all right. The unfortunate part of it is that, is it a tenant that listed it, or?
No, I had bought the home on March 25th. There was a current tenant in it, Gilbert Obeid. He moved out June 30th because I had a contract on the home. And that contract fell through. It was relisted in July and August. When I was aware what this fine was for, I contacted Inspector Oaks, and I was quite fascinated to find that it was an Airbnb listing. He kindly sent me the link because I couldn't find it, and I saw that it was listed by a Mackenzie Richardson. We have no idea who that is. I asked the tenant. He had no idea. So I had to create an account on Airbnb, and I basically messaged this person, said that was fraudulent, take it down. And I also contacted, I think it's Hamari, the company that does your monitoring of vacation listings, and told them that it was fraudulent. And it's quite disconcerting how Airbnb allows a platform of people to host homes that aren't proven ownership.
Okay. And when you found out that the property was not in compliance because it was being posted, did you take down the ad?
Yes, immediately. So I didn't get, I think it was on September 5th, my realtor showed me the posting that was on the door because all the mailings were going to Bayview. It's an investment home. And then I immediately contacted Inspector Oaks, and I think within 2 days that I had it taken down by going to the website of Airbnb and messaging whomever this person was.
So what date did you take it down?
I believe it shows like 9/7/98. Because I believe what happened, that there was a first notice sent, and then I didn't receive the second notice until I think like September 5th, because the mailing address was still going to Bayview.
Yes, Your Honor, Inspector Oaks again. Ms. Goodwin, she was in contact with me, and I do truly believe that it was a fraudulent posting for the vacation rental, and the city would like to just waive the fines.
Okay. All right. Fines waived.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you, Inspector Oaks. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is on page 39, Wanda Aquavella, the inspector. Case number SE 22080102, address 1508 Northwest 7th Avenue. Owner, Delusma and Marilyn Frederick.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Wanda Aquavilla for the city. Case and address is read. Property was cited on 8/10/22. Notice was posted, pictures were taken. I re-inspected on 8/12/22. The trash was still there. I had my driver remove it on 8/13/22. I did speak to two females out front the day I posted it, and she said it came from the neighbors, and I pointed out to her that there was a box in the pile that clearly had her address on it, and that it was still on her property. If it came from the neighbors or not, she had to remove it.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Ernede Frederick.
Okay, what do you want to tell me in support of your appeal?
This is my mom. She's the owner of the property. She's been there for 30 years, over 30 years, so she knows when to put bulk trash out and when not to. The neighbors at 1512, it's an Airbnb. So the property manager, not aware of when to put trash out, put it closer to our property. But as you can see, it is on their property. Like most of the trash is on the 1512 property.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I've said before, everyone comes here and says, I didn't put the trash there or whatever, but because it's on your property, even if it's just partially on your property, and, I see there's also boxes that had your address on it, it is still the property owner's responsibility to remove it. So if I were to give a pass to everyone who says they didn't put it there, then the ordinance would have no meaning. And the ordinance does make it the property owner's responsibility to, whether they put it there or not, to remove it timely once they get notice. So.
Could I say something?
I'm going to have to fine for the city on this one.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, sorry.
Next case is on page 45. Gustavo Caracas, the inspector. This is a citation, case number CE 22080002, address 720 North Flagler Drive, owner England's Finest LLC. Case was cited 8/1/2022 to comply by 8/8/2022. One section complied at $250, 44 days out of compliance for an amount of $11,000. City is requesting full amount and no appeal was received.
Good morning, Your Honor. Officer Caracas for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number CE 22080002, located at 720 North Flagler Drive. These violations were first cited on July 28th of 2022. A total of 44 days were not in compliance, and so far, 31 re-inspections have been done to the property. There hasn't been any contact with anybody on the property or with a property manager, but I am happy to let you know that we have compliance. There's a gentleman here for us today.
Okay. Sir, please state your name for the record.
Morning, Robert Dixon, owner.
Okay. Did you file an appeal in this case? No. Okay.
I know, I've heard this 50 times that you've told other people.
Yeah.
It's a little ridiculous that my position is it was complied with on time. But this is an ongoing issue.
Yeah, what I would suggest to you is that you file a separate proceeding called a lien reduction, and then I can consider all the
I get
mitigating
it.
circumstances.
I get it. I've been down that road before, and that's fine. But I will say this, that this is felony. These are felonies being committed on the property. The city in itself, you have poor policing, and then you want to come to the property owners who improve the city, add value to Flagler Village, and you want to fine us when we pay the most amount of taxes? It's absurd. Absurd.
You would have to take that argument to the city commissioner.
Well,
I am
contacted
charged
the city many
with
times, and
enforcing the
the
ordinances.
police even
Please
said
don't
it's
talk while I'm
ridiculous.
talking. I'm trying to give you an explanation. I am charged with enforcing the ordinances. And when you don't, I mean, I could have maybe worked with you if you filed the appeal, but you didn't. So what I'm suggesting to you is there's another process that I may be able to show you some leniency if there are mitigating circumstances, and you can take advantage of that lien reduction process. And that's all I could do to help you today, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, sir. Your Honor, I actually put a close-up on that particular picture that we have there. I have been trying to contact anyone from that particular phone number. Either they don't pick up, or the mailbox is always full. So I actually have tried to actually call somebody as well in regards to that. Sir, just to let you know, you also have another violation today. I actually gave you 10 days because those pictures are from the compliance date. As of yesterday, you have another notice of $250. I'm going to give you 10 days, starting yesterday, all right? It is posted on the property as well, sir.
Is that for more graffiti?
That's more graffiti, yes, sir.
Fantastic. So that has nothing to do with anything. That's the leasing agent. They have no responsibility for the building. You have my number. Nobody's called me once.
No, we don't have your number, sir.
How do you not have my number?
It's the only number we have posted, sir.
Sir, you're going to have to discuss that with your leasing agent. We, as I said, it's the property owner's ultimate responsibility. So I would suggest you do something or file your appeal timely.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Next case is on page 56, Bovary Exantis. This is a request for an extension, case number CE 2203-0756. Address 1413 Northwest 11th Street. Owner Nissim and Yahaf Amir. Case was first heard 7/28/2022 to comply by 9/1/2022. Two sections not complied at $50 a day for the amount of $5,600. Two sections are complied at $50 a day for $400. A total of $6,000. Fines continue to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Exantis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 2203-0756. Property address 1413 Northwest 11th Street. This case was first heard in July 28, 2022, and the magistrate ruled in favor of the city. And the property owner was ordered 35 days to correct all violations at this property. A notice of hearing was posted on property October 13, 2022, and a pre-hearing inspection was conducted on October 19, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. This is a hearing to request an extension. The property owner is here. I would let him speak at this time.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
Nissim Amir.
Okay, why is it taking so long to bring the property into compliance?
As of today, we finished landscaping, and I was out, excuse me, I was out the country for 20 days, and everything is just delaying. I mean, if I can get another couple of weeks, 3 weeks, it's going to be all done.
Okay. All right, I'll give you a 28-day extension.
Thank you very much, Your
Please
Honor.
make sure it's all done by that time, because I'm not going to grant any more extensions.
Well, I mean, most of it is already done, but whatever it is, if he wants to visit again, I'll be more than happy to finish that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Next case is on page 24, Bovary Exantis, the inspector. Case number CE 22040314, address 1314 Northwest 9th Terrace. Owner, Marie Carol Altador and Ramil Rhineville. Property was posted 10/12/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Exantis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 22040314. Property address 1314 Northwest 9th Terrace. Property was first inspected on April 9, 2022 by Inspector Wilson Quinto Jr. And the following violations were observed. Violation 9-280H1 is in compliance. Violation 9-304B, there are vehicles being parked or stored on the grass lawn area. The gravel driveway at this property is in disrepair. There are weeds growing through it, and the surface is not smooth or well graded. Violation 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground covered through the property in the swell areas. Violation 9-306, the exterior building have not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia and soffits, are in disrepair, and area of the exterior have stained and missing peeling paints. Violation 47-34.1.8.1. There's an illegal land use occurring at this property. There is on roof outdoor storage, but not limited to vehicle parts, woods, miscellaneous items. This is not a permitted per the ULDR for this RS8 zoning residential single-family property. This violation is also in compliance, Your Honor. Violation 9-280H is in compliance. Notice of hearing was posted on property on October 12, 2022. I have been in touch with property owner, which I explained all violation and correction to him. And also October 19, 2022, pre-hearing inspection was conducted. Well, I also met with the property owner on that day as well. And we spoke and we went over all the violation for a second time. The city is requesting 35 days to correct all violation or a fine of $25 for each violation each day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Clifford Renville.
Okay. Are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 35 days?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for your cooperation.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is on page 42, Evan Oaks, the inspector. Case number 22080189, property address 1281 Southwest 32nd Street. Owner, Michael Eisenberg. This is a citation. Property was cited 8/5/2022 to comply by 8/5/2022. One section complied at $400 for a total of $2,000. City requests full amount, and no appeal was received.
Good morning, Your Honor. Code Compliance Officer Evan Oaks, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, presenting case CE 22080189, property address 1281 Southwest 32nd Street. This property was initially inspected on August 5th, 2022, and the following violations were observed. 15-272A, this property is being utilized as a vacation rental without the required certificate of compliance from the city. A citation was issued and additional inspections were conducted verifying that the violation has been complied. This is a repeat violation of 15-272A for this property. The previous violation was discovered on June 29, 2022 under case CE 22060698. The city is requesting the full amount of fines to be imposed.
Can we please swear in Inspector Caracas as a translator?
I do.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'll be your translator today.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Can you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Joanna Gudino.
Okay. Can you ask her, please, if she filed an appeal in this case?
¿Una apelación o tu jefe hizo alguna apelación con referente a este caso?
Mi jefe.
Dilo en español.
Mi jefe.
Her boss.
Pardon me?
Her boss did.
Filed an appeal?
Hizo una apelación.
Okay. Do we have an appeal in this matter?
No appeal was received.
I never received one, Your Honor.
Does she have any paperwork on it?
Un correo enviado.
There's actually some emails here, but the emails and ¿se lo quieres enseñar a la jueza?
Por favor,
Sí.
el día 8, enviado el día 8.
May I approach?
Sure.
She's basically saying it says here August 8th, she made an appeal, it seems to Airbnb, Your Honor.
Do you guys want to look at this? Give us a second.
Dame un minutito.
Esto es solo la cita.
It's not an appeal, Your Honor. However, I would need a minute to just look this over to see if it was, I don't know who this email is to.
No se sabe para
So I don't know if it's complying the case.
no se sabe a qué se refiere este correo electrónico que mandó tu jefe.
Yeah, I believe that this was complying the case. But the case was out of compliance for 5 days.
Estuvo fuera de tiempo durante 5 semanas.
So it looks like the case was out of compliance for 3 days, not 5, so the fine would be $1,200 because this was a repeat, because this was the second time that we found them to be operating a vacation rental without the license. So they did send us a notarized letter stating that they are not. That's why we complied with the case, and they removed the advertisement. But it was out of compliance for 3 days. So it's $1,200. But this was, to us, not an appeal, but the letter stating that they are not using the property as a vacation rental. That's what complied the case.
Okay, all right. There seems to be some misunderstanding. What she filed was not an appeal, but addressing the lack of compliance. And therefore, I have no alternative but to impose the fine of $1,200. This is also a repeat violation. However, if she wants to file a lien reduction, then we can consider any mitigating circumstances, including whether or not she thought she was filing an appeal.
¿Sabías o no sabías que estabas haciendo una apelación a esta misma dirección? ¿Qué tú quieres hacer?
¿Se pudieron bajarlo?
Tienes que decirlo en el micrófono.
Ok, o sea, dos opciones de bajar los cargos o...
Sí, tienes dos opciones. She's a little bit confused. Let me
Sure.
Tienes dos opciones. Ahorita te hicieron una multa de $1,200, pero tienes una opción de mitigar la multa o pagar la multa. Entonces, la apelación, apelar los $1,200, si tú quieres. Pero te recuerda también la jueza que esta es una segunda vez que te pasa lo mismo. Ya es una segunda violación. I'm telling her again, Your Honor, just reiterating what you said about the appeal and also that this is a repeat violation as well. That's why you're imposing the $1,200.
Okay. All right.
Apelar porque él dice que él respondió a tiempo.
She would like to appeal the $1,200, ma'am, because according to her, she did it on August 8th.
Well, you know, if she has her appellate rights and she can do as she please. I can't give her legal advice. I can only tell her what her alternative is within our system, which would be to file for lien reduction.
Y te va a decir cuáles son las alternativas para que rebaje los $1,200.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Next case is on page 42, Evan Oaks, the inspector, case number CE 22060713, address 1405 Southwest 20th Street, owner Inina Bellini. This is a citation. It was first cited July 1st, 2022 to comply by July 16, 2022. One section complied at $200. For auto compliance was 76 days, a total of $15,200 accrued. City is requesting the full amount, and no appeal was received.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Code Compliance Officer Evan Oaks, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, presenting case CE 22060713, property address 1405 Southwest 20th Street. This property was initially inspected on June 30th, 2022, and the following violations were observed. 15-272A, this property is being utilized as a vacation rental without the required certificate of compliance from the city. A citation was issued and additional inspections were conducted, verifying that the violation has been complied. The city is requesting the full amount of the fines to be imposed at this time.
Please state your name for the record.
Enina Balani.
Okay, and did you file an appeal in this case?
Is that the same as a lien reduction?
No.
I have not.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to tell you what I've told everybody else, because you didn't file for an appeal. Everything the city alleges is deemed admitted, and I have no discretion but to enter the fine. But you can file for a lien reduction, and I can consider any mitigating circumstances at that time.
Yes, I'm in the process of a lien reduction. I
Okay.
have filed all the information.
All right, well, you can't do a lien reduction until I assess the fine, so I'm doing that today, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is on page 9, Marco Aguilera, the inspector, case number CE 22080267, address 3450 Southwest 17th Street, owner Patrick Gideus and Santos Maria Vita Gideus. Property was posted 10/12/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer, case and address as read. The property was initially cited on 8/10/22 for the following violations. 9-305B, the landscape of this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 9-304B, there are vehicles parked in the grass lawn area. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia, soffits, and walls, are in need of paint. 9-313A, the property is not identified by approved address numbers. A reinspection was conducted on 8/20/22 and showed that All violations cited remain. Since then, 4 additional re-inspections have taken place. As of 10/19/22, the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, city is requesting 28 days to come into compliance or face a fine of $25 per violation per day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name.
Patrick Cadeas.
All right, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 28 days?
We've already done all the necessary changes except for the landscaping, so
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Next case is on page 48. Manny Garcia is the inspector, presented by Reggie White. Case number CE 21060623, address 2831 Southwest 14th Street. Owner Ashley Faringa. Case was first heard 2/24/2022 to comply by 5/26/2022. Suspension was granted 6/30/2022 to 9/29/2022. 2 sections complied at $50 a day, $3,400 accrue. City's requesting $801.
Good morning, Reggie White, Code Compliance Supervisor for City of Fort Lauderdale. Can you repeat that case number, please?
C 21060623.
Thank you. Supervisor White presenting case for Senior Inspector Manny Garcia in reference to the property 2831 Southwest 14th Street. The case was first heard on February 24, 2022, where the magistrate found for the city. At the June 30th, 2022 hearing, the magistrate issued an extension for 91 days in order to reappear. At this time, the property has complied with all requirements issued by the city. The property accrued daily fines, but at this time, the city is requesting the imposition of administrative costs of $801.
Please
This
state
was
your name
12
for the
inspections and 3 hearings.
Okay, thank you.
Ashley Farringer.
Okay, are you in agreement with the reduction to city costs?
Yes, I think that's reasonable.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 53. Dorian Cologne, Inspector. Case number CE 21090619, address 2625 North Ocean Boulevard. Owner Gulam Usman. This is an order to reappear. Case was first heard 6/30/2022 to comply by 8/25/2022. Suspension granted 8/25/22 to 9/29/2022. 1 section complied at $50 a day. Total accrue $1,250. City is requesting full amount.
Good morning again. Senior Inspector Cologne for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number CE 21090619. Case address 2625 North Ocean Boulevard. This property was first cited on September 23rd, 2021, and came before the special magistrate on 6/30/22, and again on 8/25/22. There were 2 extensions in total given, and per Inspector Sheriar, all of the violations were in compliance as of 10/16/2022. Your Honor, the city would like to address the fines and request administrative costs of $985. However, the owner of the property will have to waive his right to a Massey hearing.
Okay. All right, sir, please state your name for the record.
G.H. Usman, and I do waive my rights.
Okay, and are you in agreement with the reduction to city costs of $985?
Yes, ma'am. Not only I'm in agreement, but I really appreciate the inspector working with me and taking so much extra time.
Well, we appreciate your diligence in getting this property in compliance.
And I'm sorry I took so much city's time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 55. Bovary Exantis, the inspector. Case number CE 21110148, address 943 Northwest 14th Street. Owner Cosley M. Coutain. This is an order to reappear. Case was first heard July 28, 2022 to comply by September 29, 2022. 3 sections not complied at $25. Fines accrue in the amount of $2,100. And and continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Exentus on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 21-10148. Property address 943 Northwest 14th Street. This case was first heard in July 2022, and the magistrate ruled in favor of the city, and property owner was ordered 35 days to correct all violation. And a notice of hearing was posted on the property on October 13, 2022, and the pre-hearing inspection was conducted on property on October 19, 2022. Your Honor, just for the record, we're just gonna go over some inspection and address that were made with the property owner, but just bear with me so I can look over the case real quick.
Okay.
Your Honor, several inspection was done at this property where I also conducted an inspection, met in person with property owner, where we went over all the violations. So a meeting was done between me and the property owner on October 7, 2022. And there were a total of 6 inspections that was done during the period of time between September 16th through October the 20th. And property owner is here. The property is still out of compliance, and he's here not knowing that this is a hearing for to reappear, meaning in that period of time he needed to get this violation in compliance by the time which was granted to him by the judge. So I would let him speak at this time, but I just wanted to address his question, the question that he had for me earlier. You here do because you were ordered automatically to reappear at this hearing by the judge, and then you were supposed to get these violations in compliance, which when we met at the property, we went over the property, and on that day that I was doing the posting, you indeed called my supervisor, and he also went over the violation with you. So I would leave it to you to speak with the judge right now.
Okay, sir, please state your name for the record.
Yeah, Cosby Coutin.
Okay, and why is it taking so long to get the rest of the property in compliance?
Well, Your Honor, I just got me a job a week ago, and I didn't have the money to buy the grass and all that stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I just need some more time to get, like I tell you, I just got a job.
Okay, how much time do you think you need?
At least 60 days, you know?
What's the city's position on that?
Your Honor, the city is gonna decline 60 days extension due to the fact one of the violations is a commercial vehicle and property that needs to be removed. That has nothing to do with 60 days. And the other thing is the landscape. This is not a huge section of the landscape that needs to be complied with. And also, the city would like to go with 42 days.
How many days?
All right, Your Honor, Supervisor Julio Davila said he can be granted 63 days. 63 days will be granted.
All right, sir, I'm going to give you a 63-day extension to finish the projects, okay?
Thank you.
All right, and you know what you have to do now.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much.
Next case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is on page 49. Manny Garcia, the inspector, Reggie White presenting, case number CE 2202-0090. Address 2201 Southwest 14th Street, owner Marvin Durant. Case was first heard 4/28/2022 to comply by 6/30/2022. Suspensions were given 7/28/22 to 10/27/22. 2 sections complied at $50 for a total of $2,300. And 3 sections not in compliance at $50 for $4,200, total of $6,500. City is requesting full amount and fines continue to accrue. This was an order to reappear.
Good morning, Your Honor. Reggie White, Code Compliance Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 2202-0090 for Senior Inspector Manny Garcia. As was read, the case was first heard April 28, 2022, and at the July 28th hearing, the magistrate issued an extension of 91 days. As of the last inspection on October 22, the property remains in violation, and the city is requesting that the fines be imposed as read.
Sir, please state your name.
Marvin Duran.
Okay, it's been going on since April. We've given you a couple of extensions. What's taken so long?
Well, I'm not sure which violation specifically. Well, I'm sure it's the ground cover on the swale. That's about the only thing that I have been having a difficult time.
What about the recreational vehicles and trailer parked on the grass and the derelict vehicles and trailer on the swale?
No, there's none of that is there. There's no trailer on the swale. There's no derelict vehicle. The derelict vehicle was because I didn't put the updated sticker on my tag, and that was fixed by the last hearing that I had. Most of those violations, it was just the swale. I did put down grass a couple days ago again before this hearing in an attempt to try and be in compliance for the hearing, and I have photos now. The entire soil, it's almost dead. It's very difficult for me to maintain that grass on a swale because it's such hard rock, and it's, I put down, it took a while because I initially tried to put down seed so it can grow, and that was a waiting game, and it just hasn't happened. I put down the sod, and it's just extreme water, trying to keep it alive. I'm trying to make compliance with that, but the other violations are all resolved.
Anything else from the city?
Nothing else. Like you said, the landscape maintenance, and is the recreational vehicle still there? The RV?
Yeah, it was because of it wasn't on the solid ground. I think that was the original reason for the violation. I'm allowed to have it. It's in compliance though. It's on solid rocks, not everything there. The gate was a violation. That's repaired. That was repaired since the last hearing. The time has just been really me trying to let the grass grow and try and come up with something to keep that swale in good.
I'm inclined to grant 14 days for a reinspection so that we can figure out if these vehicles are really gone or what.
No, the vehicles are there are no derelict vehicles. There's no trailers on swale. There's none. I mean, you guys went there this morning or yesterday? Like, I don't know.
Went there on October 22nd, and they found that the derelict vehicles are still there. So are the vehicles on the property registered, and are they
that's
operable?
what I'm saying. There was only one vehicle that he considered a derelict, and that was my actual work truck that I drive every day. And I believe someone peeled my sticker off because it's current registration. I showed it to him. I applied. I put a new sticker on it. It was always had insurance, always was registered, never was. There was never a lapse in, it was never derelict.
And then the boat, is the boat registered as well?
The boat is registered. Registration. Yeah, I have. Everything is in compliance except the swale.
I'm going to grant a 14-day extension, and they can go out and check out what you're saying. You got to keep trying with that lawn, though. It needs to be done.
Since
So 14 days, and then the fines will begin to run again, okay?
Okay, yeah, all right. I'll speak to an inspector or something about that grass.
Next case is on page 39, Wanda Aquavella, case number SE 2207-0038, address 1028 Northwest 6th Avenue, owner MFG Swiss Inc.
Mary, was this 1028 Northwest 6th Ave?
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning again. Wanda Aquavilla for the city. Case and address as read. The property was inspected on 7/13/22. Notice was posted. Pictures were taken. It was re-inspected on 7/15/22. Trash was still there. I had it removed on 7/16/22. There's been no contact from the owner.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
Michael Green.
Okay, what do you want to tell me in support of your appeal?
So when I received the notice, I wasn't actually in town.
Speak into the microphone, I
Sorry.
can't hear you.
When I received the notice, I wasn't actually in town, so I didn't have an opportunity to remove it in time. But usually what happens on that street is a cul-de-sac facing onto Sunrise, and I have to remove dumped stuff at least every other week. So my tenant said that it was dumped and she left it there, and I just wasn't around that particular week to remove it because I live at the back of the building. So it was my fault for not being physically there when I got the notice, but it's a problem on the street. We face off a small park and there's dumping there literally every week. And every week I'm having to pick up something from the front of my property that would likely cause me to get an insight.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not much I can do about other people dumping on your property, and the way the ordinance reads, it's still your responsibility, and if you get notice when you're out of town, you have to have someone else pick it up for you. So I'm going to fine for the city.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 21, Bovary Exantis, the inspector. Case number CE 21070252. Address 1782 Lauderdale Manor Drive. Owner Willie James Felton. And we have service by appearance. Monique, do we have anybody else? Yes, they said so. Just excuse us, we have to recall the case. The inspector is not in the building right now.
Sorry.
Next on the system. You want to take a break? Because the next case is Bovary's case also.
The next case is Bovary's, so we can take a break.
And there's no more. Are they?
Do we have another case after that?
Okay.
All right, he's here.
Okay. Bovary, page 21. Case number CE 21070252. Address 1782 Lauderdale Manor Drive. Owner Willie James Felton. And again, we have service by appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Exantis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CA 21070252. Property address 1782 Lauderdale Manor Drive. This property was first inspected in July 8th, 2021, and the following violations were discovered. Violation 9-305.
Inspector, are there pictures for this?
Picture should be in there. I do have picture on mine. Yeah, I got pictures in there. Not me. My pictures are on there. You can
We apologize, gentlemen. We're just trying to get the pictures so you all can see what the inspector's talking about. Apologies for the confusion.
No problem.
It's a new case. It's a new case. Isn't it a new case? It's a new case, right? Yeah.
Your Honor, I'm gonna have to read the script first, then give the computer to our admin staff so the picture can be shown on the screen.
Okay.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Exensis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number and address was read. Property address, this property was first inspected on July 8th, 2021, and the following violation were discovered. Violation 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover, including the swale areas. Violation 9-280H1, the fence at this property is not being maintained as required. There are parts of the chain link fence that are bent, broken, and the mesh has holes, and there's also holes in the fence. And violation 47-34.1.8.1. There's outdoor storage. This is a non-permitted land use, and this RS8 zoning. Property included but not limited to trailer on the swell, filled with trash, ladder, lawnmower, bicycle, chairs, and other miscellaneous items. And violation 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia boards, are rotten. There are areas of the exterior that have stained and missing peeling paints. Violation 18-12A, there's overgrowth, trash, rubbish, debris at this property and its well. No contact was made with property owner, and no one has contacted me. Notice of hearing was posted on property, and a pre-hearing inspection was conducted on October 22nd, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting the 35 days to correct all violation, all fine of $25 for each violation each day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Willie Jan Fields.
Okay. Can you bring the property into compliance within 28 days?
Ma'am, I probably need a little longer than that.
Okay,
Father,
state your name.
my name is John Felton.
Okay,
I'm Willie's son. I'm gonna try to go ahead on and get everything caught up in that amount of time.
okay,
But the hedge has been done, the van and everything is going off the yard.
all right.
Yard has been cut in its maintenance. You know, and he probably haven't came over, but I can see they have because the van is gone and they see my work truck there. The van is there no more. So I've been making some attempts to try to correct this problem.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to give you 28 days, but if you run into a problem, make sure you contact the inspector because you can request an extension, and if there's good reason for it, we can work with you. But don't let the time elapse or the fines will start running, okay?
Okay, ma'am. I appreciate it, but he had mail to come in and he's going blind. He couldn't read it. So we finally saw it the other day. That's when we knew we had a problem.
Okay, all right.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is on page 48, Bovary Exantis, the inspector. Case number CE 21110684, address 1100 Northwest 15th Avenue. Owner Ventimila Lasimaco
What page?
Guzman,
48.
page 48. Case was first heard 2/24/2022 to comply by 4/7/2022. Suspensions were granted from 5/26/2022 to 6/30/2022. One section complied at $25, fines accrue in the amount of $1,225. City is requesting the full amount. First, we would like to vacate and then reimpose.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Exensis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 21110684. property address 1100 Northwest 15th Ave. This case was first heard on February 24, 2022, and reappeared on May 25th, 2022, and reappeared a third time before the magistrate on July 28, 2022, where the magistrate Flynn imposed a fine of $1,900, which was supposed to be continued to accrue, but this is a case to vacate and reimpose fine. At this time, all violations are in compliance, but the city is requesting the fine of $1,200 to be imposed.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Janet Larrondo.
Okay, and why was this out of compliance for 49 days?
Oh, yeah, we have some issue with the maintenance crew that we have in order to comply with the time that the court give us to fix all the issues, but we definitely comply. I know the time it was a misunderstood between the day that we comply and the day that we have to, but we definitely did that. So right now, if you can, I don't know, I know there's a process to reduce the fines. If it is possible, we can go through that.
Okay. I'll reduce the fine to $500.
I appreciate that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Your Honor, if I may, admin cost is $571.
Pardon me?
The admin cost is $571.
Okay, $571.
That's fine.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Your Honor.
Next case is on page 38, Wanda Acquavella. Case number SE 22070078. Address 2033 Northeast 33rd Avenue. Owner 2033 Northeast 33rd Avenue Land Trust.
Good morning again. Case and address as read. Property was first inspected on 7/19/22. Posted and pictures were taken. I re-inspected on 7/21/22. There had been no change. More pictures were taken. The city removed it on 7/22/22. There had been no contact from the owner.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Rhonda Bromley. I'm the second in trust for 2033 Northeast 3rd Avenue.
Okay, what do you want to tell me in support of the appeal?
Well, the thing is, it's an investment property that we own. My husband has been going through chemotherapy and doctor appointment for cancer, pancreatic cancer and leukemia. So I haven't been at the property as much as I should. So before my husband gets sick, every day one of us is there. So we check on the property, check everything. So for the first time, my landscaper cut the landscape and put it on the by the curb. So what happened on the 20th? Before the 28th, I saw that, but I thought that the city gonna pick it up. Then on the 20th, I went to the building. I saw something in the mailbox, a notice. So I got the notice. I called the landscaper right away, and he told me he'll take care of that right away. A few days later, when I went and it's gone, so I assumed that the landscaper took the garbage. So until I received the notice that I have a fine that they picked the garbage, I knew that it's not the landscaper who picked it, that's the city. Called the landscaper, he said he won't assume responsibility for this, and I have to pay. So the thing is, things for us are really stressful to go every day now to the building because of my husband's situation. But at least we go 2-3 times to check, but not every day like we used to do. So I asked if this fee can be waived because it's not my fault, it's the landscaper's fault. I fired him since then, so he's no longer working for me. because I found out also he's bringing bulk from other building and put it on another property for me as well.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Due to your circumstances, I'll waive it this time, but you're going to have to pay attention to it in the future, okay?
Yeah, he's been fired and I hired somebody else. I hope he'll be better, but
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you. Thanks, Your Honor.
This concludes all the sign-in, all the respondents. Magistrate, would you like a break?
Oh, yeah, I'd like a break. Thank you.
We're going to break for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Resume the October 27, 2022 Special Magistrate. Next case is on page 2, Dorian. Case number CE 22050715, property address 4240 Gulf Ocean Drive. Owner, Lambiance Beach Condo Association, Inc. Property was posted 10/6/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2020.
Good morning again. Senior Inspector Cologne, City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 22050715, case address 4240 Galt Ocean Drive. This property was first inspected on May 26, 2022, and the following violations were observed. 651-1, there's artificial light that is illuminating the incorporated beaches of Fort Lauderdale. There are interior lights that are not shaded, shielded, or relocated, which can be seen on the beach. There are outside lights not shielded and/or amber. 651-2, there's artificial light that is illuminating the incorporated beaches of Fort Lauderdale beach. There are security lights that are not shielded and balcony lights not shielded and/or amber. 651-2 is partially complied, and the association and management has been working with me diligently on that. So from my last inspection, when I met with Mr. Santiago out there, all the exterior lighting was completed with the exception of the balcony lights,
Okay.
which he does have that in plans to address. And then also the interior lights were to a minimum, and we are addressing that, as well. We would like to get an extension until the end of sea turtle season. So we would like a 10-day extension, and that'll put us beyond the sea turtle season that ends on the 31st of this month.
Okay. And is anyone else speaking?
Mr. Santiago did not have power of attorney, so he could not speak, but he
Okay.
is sitting right over there.
All right, so granted.
Thank you.
The next case is on page 16. Patrice Jolly, the inspector, case number CE 22070381. Property address 748 Northwest 22nd Road. Owner Express Media Printing LLC. Property was posted 10/13/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022. We have two cases with the same owner. The other one is on page 46. Would you like to hear this one first?
Okay, so I gotta get that in. One second, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Senior Code Officer Patrice Jolly presenting case CE 22070381 for the business located at 748 Northwest 22nd Road. This property was first inspected on July 20th, 2022 by Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. and cited for the following violation. 15-28, there is a nightclub lounge, Giddy's Got Talent, operating at the subject property of which is unlicensed and without a current year Fort Lauderdale business tax receipt. This is a recurrent violation, and this case will be presented to the special magistrate as a recurrent violation. Cases CE 2207-0019, CE 2207-0188, and CE 2207-0373, whether or not it comes into compliance prior to the hearing. As per inspector, an inspection report was posted at the property and a copy was mailed to the property owner listed on Broward County Property Appraisers via mail. On September 10th, 2022, the property was inspected and remained in violation, resulting in the case being scheduled for special magistrate. Contact was made with the property owner and the tenant, who is present right now, but he doesn't have power of attorney to speak, but he also is present. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on October 23rd, 2022, and found that the violation remained as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 21 days to come into compliance and a fine of $250 each day thereafter.
So ordered.
The other case is on page 46, CE 2208-0030. Oh, sorry. CE 2207-0188, 748 Northwest 22nd Road, Express Media Printing LLC. We're going to vacate the order of 8/9/2022.
Right. So we're asking that that one be vacated, that case?
Okay. All right, so ordered.
Thank you.
We're going to start back on page 1. Case number CE 2207-0419, address 1046 Northwest 3rd Avenue. Owner, Navda Rubenstein Ohana and Elisha Shalom. Jean-Claude is the inspector. Property was posted 9/30/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Inspector Noel for the City of Fort Lauderdale for code enforcement or city enhancement. I responded to this property on 7/19/2022 in reference to a complaint by the tenant that they had several violations with Senior Inspector Colonian. We observed 9305, missing bare area grass, including but not limited to swale. 4734.1A, 1, outdoor storage, including but not limited, a sofa, wood, and other miscellaneous items. Exterior, code 9306, exterior is in disrepair, dirty, stained, and missing and peeling paint. 9-28, doors and AC had openings to the outside and not weather tight, as well as a hole underneath the sink. And 9-276B, 3, visible evidence of rodent droppings, live roaches in the bathroom and in the kitchen. The notice of violation was placed on the property on 9/30/2022. The affidavit of due diligence was signed and completed, and the paperwork was given to the clerks. 9-280B. 280, 9-280. For that violation that we spoke of earlier. The city, we did at least 5 inspections at that location. The city is requesting for violation of 4734.1A, 10 days to comply, or fines for $50 per day thereafter. And the city is requesting all remaining violations, 28 days to comply, or a fine of $50 per violation thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Next case is on page 2. Rafael Santos, the inspector. Case number CE 2205-0287. Address 1851 South Federal Highway. Owner Coconut Court Motel, Inc. Property was posted 9/30/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rafael Santos, Code Compliance Officer for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case number CE 2205-0287. Property address is 1851 South Federal Highway. The property was inspected by Officer Gavin on May 10th, 2022, and the following violations were observed. 9-306, which is in compliance. 24-28A, which is in compliance. 47-20.20.H, which is the parking lot area in Zone B1, requires resurfacing, restriping. There are missing or broken wheel stops and striping that marks each individual parking space is faded and missing. That is still in violation. Code section 24-29A is complied. Code -9280H1 is complied. And code section 15-28 is also in compliance. An inspection report was issued on 5/10/22. I re-inspected the property on July 8th, 2022. Notice of hearing was posted on September 30th of 2022. Pre-hearing inspection was posted on I'm sorry, the pre-hearing inspection was done October 26, 2022. The violation remains as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 91 days and $25 thereafter per day.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 5. Diego Santos, the inspector. Case number CE 22070374. Address 204 Southwest 24th Avenue. Owner Rose and Rashad Gaskin. Property was posted 10/7/2022. Posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Inspector Diego Santos, represent the City of Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 22070374, property located at 204 Southwest 24th Avenue. On July 16, I inspected the property in question. I found several violations. 18-12A, which was complied. 9-305B, the landscape of this property was not being maintained in the near well appearance. There's areas of dead and missing ground cover. 9-306, the exterior maintenance of this building has not been properly maintained. There are areas of the exterior that have been missing peeling paint. 9-304B, the driveway maintenance, the concrete driveway is cracked and damaged. 9-313A, the property is not identified approved address numbers. The current house number is a sticker and is faded. And 24-27B, which is complied. So at this time, the city is requesting 63 days for the property owner to come into compliance or face a fine of $25 per day per violation thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 6. Diego Santos, the inspector. Case number CE 22080275. Address 145 Southwest 22nd Avenue. Owner LRE5 LLC and Bar Real Estate LLC. Property was posted 10/7/2022. Posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Okay, good morning once again. So Diego Santos, represent the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the case CE 22080275, property located at 145 Southwest 22nd Avenue. On August 10, I inspected the property and I found the following violations. 18-12A, which was complied. 9-305B, the landscape of this property was not well maintained. There were areas of dead and missing ground cover surrounding the property and in the swell area. 9-305A was complied. 9-306, the exterior maintenance, they are actually in progress, painting the property. 9-304B, the driveway maintenance and parking on the grass. The vehicles were actually removed. We're just waiting for their finish fixing the driveway, which was cracked and missing gravel in the front, and 18-4C, which was complied. So at this time, the city is requesting 35 days for the property owner to come into compliance or face a fine of $25 per day thereafter.
I'm sorry, how many days?
35 days.
35, okay. So ordered.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is on page 8. Patrice Jolly is the inspector. Case number CE 2202-0172. Address 1500 Northeast 12th Street. Owner Christopher Coles. Property was posted 10/13/2022. Posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Senior Code Officer Patrice Jolly for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 2202-0217 for the business located at 1500 Northeast 12th Street. This property was first inspected on February 15, 2022, and cited for the following violation. 47-21.9.K. Decorative stone or gravel is being utilized at this location in excess of the maximum 10% of the total landscape area. 25-13. This residentially zoned occupied property has stones, rocks placed about the swale right away without first obtaining a City of Fort Lauderdale City of Fort Lauderdale engineering permit. An inspection report was posted and a copy was mailed to the property owner as listed on Broward County Property Appraiser. On August 6, 2022, the property was re-inspected and remained in violation, resulting in the case being scheduled for special magistrate. Contact was made with the property owner and tenants at some point in time during the investigation. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on October 13th, 2022, and the violations remained as depicted in the photos. The city's requesting 35 days to comply and $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 9. Marco Aguilera, Inspector, case number CE 2207-0004, case address 2001 Southwest 23rd Terrace, owner Carl Shelton Estate. Property was posted 10/12/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer, case and address as read. This property was initially cited on 7/2/22 for the following violations. 9-306, the exterior of the building has not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia, soffits, and porch planter boxes, have stains and/or missing or peeling paint. 9-304B, there are vehicles, including but not limited to a boat trailer that is parked on the lawn and on an approved surface. The reinspection was conducted on 7/20/22 and showed that all violations cited remain. As of 10/20/22, the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, city is requesting 28 days to come into compliance or face a fine of $25 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 11. Rafael Santos, the inspector, case number CE 2207-0431, case address 1540 Southeast 17th Street, owner Farrell Holdings, 1540 LLC. Property was posted 9/30/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rafael Santos, Code Compliance Officer for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number CE 2207-0431, the property address 1540 Southeast 17th Street. I inspected the property on July 21st, 2022, and the following violation was observed. 47.19.HH.II.4.A. There's a portable storage office unit on this property without a valid permit. An inspection report was issued on July 21st, 2022. I re-inspected the property on August 10th, 2022. Notice of hearing was posted on September 30th, 2022. Pre-hearing inspection October 26, 2022. The violation remains as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 49 days or $25 thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 13. Gustavo Caracas, the inspector, case number CE 2207-0058, case address 1416 Northwest 9th Avenue, owner Shanice McCoy. Property was posted 10/4/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Officer Caracas for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case number CE 2207-0058 for the property located at 1416 Northwest 9th Avenue. Inspection of the property was performed on July 5th and cited for the following violations. 9-304B, the driveway is not well graded and or dust-free. The blacktop has faded away. 4721 16A, there's a dead palm tree on the north side of the property. Courtesy notice was mailed to the property owner listed on BCPA via first class mail on July 5th, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. Contact has been made with the property owner and the violations has been explained. Special magistrate request form sent on August 8th and scheduled for today's special master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on October 24th, and the pictures presented here were taken to confirm the following violations that have not been brought into compliance. Your Honor, the city is requesting the following: 35 days to come into compliance or a daily fine of $25 for each of the violations that exist, and photos submitted into record for evidence.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 14. Gustavo Caracas, the inspector, case number CE 2207-0406, address 702 Northwest 6th Avenue, owner Dream Builders Trust, Land Trust Service Co-op trustee. Property was posted 10/4/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Officer Caracas for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case number CE 2207-0406 for the property located at 702 Northwest 6th Avenue. Inspection of the property was performed on July 19th and cited for the following violations. 18-4C, there are derelict vehicles, boats, and trailers parked and stored on the right-of-way of the property. 18-12A, there's overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on the property and on its swale. Courtesy notice was mailed to the property owner listed on BCPA on July 19th, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. Again, contact has been made with the property owner on several occasions. Special magistrate request form sent on August 11th and scheduled for today's special master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on October 24th, and pictures presented here were taken to confirm the violations do exist. City's requesting the following: 35 days to come into compliance or a daily fine of $50 for each of the violation that exist. This photo
So-
submitted into record for evidence, Your Honor.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 15. Gustavo Caracas, the inspector, case number CE 22080193. Case address 8646 Northwest 4th Avenue. Owner, Huguette Valcourt Estate. Property was posted 10/17/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Officer Caracas for the City of Fort Lauderdale presenting case number CE 22080193 for the property located at 846 Northwest 4th Avenue. Inspection of the property was performed on August 4th and cited for the following violations. 18-12A, there's overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on the property and on its soil. 18-4C, there's a derelict vehicle on the soil on the property. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. There are areas of structural parts, including fascia and soffits, that are in disrepair. There are also areas of the exterior that have stained and missing peeling paint. 9-280H1, the fence at the property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. There are areas of missing parts, including but not limited to the frontage of the gate. 9-304B, the gravel or paved driveway is not well graded and are dust-free. The driveways have weeds growing from them. There are areas of the driveway entrance that have missing ground cover as well. Courtesy notice was mailed to the property owner listed on BCPA via first-class mail on August 4th of 2022, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. Contact has not been made with the property owner, even though there's somebody that lives in there. Person doesn't open the door, doesn't acknowledge. The president of the association also has tried to make contact with the property owner and with the tenant to no avail. Special magistrate request form sent on August 15 of 2022 and scheduled for today's special master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on October 24th, and the pictures presented here were taken to confirm the violations do exist. The city is requesting the following: 35 days to come into compliance or a daily fine of $25 for each of the violations that exist. Pictures submitted into record for evidence.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 17. Bernstein Simbert is the inspector, case number CE 22040999, address 1038 Northwest 8th Avenue, units 1 to 2. Owner, Indus LLC. Property was posted 10/3/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning. Bernstein Sembert, City of Lauderdale Community Enhancement, case CE 22040999. Property address 1038 Northwest 8th Ave. This property was inspected on May 2nd, 2022. The following violations were observed. 1812A complied, 184C complied. 9-280H1, the fence at this property is in disrepair and not being maintained as required. The chain link fence frame is not attached properly. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained, including fascia and soffits. There are areas of the exterior walls that have stains. 9-304B, the gravel driveway is not being maintained. The gravel has grass growing up in between the rocks. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover, including the swell. Inspection report was posted and mailed to the owner listed on BCPA records. Pre-hearing inspections reveal violation stated is not in compliance. I would like to enter the photos as evidence that shows violation as depicted. The city is requesting 28 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day per violation.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 17, bottom of the page. Bernstein Simber, the inspector, case number CE 2206-0803, address 1519 Northwest 8th Avenue, units 1 to 2. Owner, 1519 Northwest 8th Avenue, LLC. Property was posted 10/3/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Bernstein Sandberg, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement Case and Property Address as read. This property was inspected May 12, 2022 for the following violations. 47-34.1.8.1 complied. 18.4C complied. 18.12A, there is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and or swell. 9304B, the driveway is faded, have oil stains, and missing wheel stop. 9-313A, property is not identified by approved address numbers. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover, including the swell. 9306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. There are areas of the exterior that have stains and missing paints. The rear of the property and front door are discolored. Inspection report was posted and mailed to the owner listed on BCPA records. Pre-hearing inspections revealed the violation stated is not in compliance. I would like to enter the photos as evidence that show violation as depicted. The city is requesting 28 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 19. Bernstein Simbert, Inspector, case number CE 2205-0240. Case address 1405 North Andrews Avenue. Owner, AMBT Corp. Property was posted 9/23/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Bernstein Sandberg, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement Case and Property Address as read. This property was inspected on May 9th, 2022 for the following violations. 18.1 complied, 47-34.1.8.1 complied, 24-29A complied. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. Inspection report was posted and mailed to the owner listed on BCPA records. Pre-hearing inspections revealed the violation stated is not in compliance. I would like to enter the photos as evidence that show violations as depicted. City is requesting 28 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 21. Bovary Exantis, the inspector. Case number CE 2207-0195, address 1610 Northwest 9th Avenue. Owner, Haiti Rodriguez. Property was posted 9/30/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Exantis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 2207-0195, property address 1610 Northwest 9th Ave. This property was first inspected on July 9th, 2022, and the following violations were observed. Violation 9-304B, the asphalt driveway has cracked holes and the blacktop is fitted. Violation 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. Violation 18-12A is in compliance. Violation 24-27.B has been withdrawn. A notice of hearing was posted on property in October 13, 2022, and a pre-hearing inspection was conducted in October 26, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. Have made contact with property owner. The city is requesting 35 days to correct all violation, or a fine of $25 for each violation each day thereafter.
How much?
35 days, $25.
Okay, so ordered.
Next case is on page 22. Bovary Exantis, the inspector. Case number CE 2108-0175, address 601 Northwest 22nd Road. Owner, Betty's Soul Food, Inc. Property was posted 10/12/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Exentis on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address as read. Property was first inspected on August 5th, 2021, and the following violation were observed. Violation 47-21.11.8. The landscape does not represent a neat, a well-kept appearance. There are missing and bare areas of lawn cover in the swell area. Violation 47-20.20.h. The parking facilities are not being maintained at this property. The blacktop and the stripes are faded and need to be redone. Some of the wheel stops are broken and need to be replaced. Violation 24-29.8 is in compliance. Notice of hearing was posted on property in October 12, 2022, and a pre-hearing inspection was conducted October 21st, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. I did spoke with property management and property owner. The city is requesting 190 days for the parking lot or a fine of $50 each day thereafter for the parking lot, and 63 days for the landscape, and a fine of $50 each day thereafter for the landscape.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 23. Bovary Exantis, the inspector, case number CE 22040230, address 1626 Northwest 11th Place, owner Mervyn Barnett. Property was posted 10/12/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Exentis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 22040230, property address 1626 Northwest 11th Place. This property was first inspected on April 23rd, and the following violation were discovered. Violation 9-30. Violation 9-306 is in compliance. Violation 9-304B, there are vehicle and trailer park on the grass lawn area. Violation 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover on the swell area. Violation 47-34.1.8.1 is in compliance. Violation 47-34.4.B.1 is in compliance. Violation 15-28 is also in compliance. Notice of hearing was posted on property in October 12, 2022, and a pre-hearing inspection was conducted in October, actually this morning, and revealed as depicted in the photos. I've met with property owner Corey, and we went over the violation. The city is requesting 49 days to correct all violation or fine of $25 for each violation each day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 26. Bovary Exantis, the inspector, case number CE 22050135, case address 1613 Northwest 11th Street, owner FYR SFR Borrowers LLC, care of Havenbrook Homes. Property was posted 10/13/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Exentis on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 22050135, property address 1613 Northwest 11th Street. This property was first inspected in May 5th, 2022, and the following violation were discovered. Violation 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia boards, are in disrepair. There are areas of the exterior that have stained and missing peeling paints. Violation 9-280H1, the wooden fence at this property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. The fence has holes, missing section, and broken parts, and the fence is also stained and dirty. Violation 9-304B, the gravel driveway is worn through. Grass and weed are growing through it. Violation 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover, including the swell area. Violation 9-280G. There are electrical wires and accessories that are not maintained in a good, safe, and working condition, including but not limited to the air conditioner and the refrigerator and the fridge at this property is not working as required. Violation 47-34.4.B.1 is complied. Violation 18-12A, there is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, debris on this property and its swell. Violation -27.B, there are waste containers left overnight after the collection time and not being pulled back to an approved location. Violation 9-276C3, there is evidence of rat infestation at this property. A notice of hearing was posted on property in October 13, 2022, and a pre-hearing inspection was conducted in October 20th, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 35 days to correct the violation, all fine of $100 per day for each violation each day thereafter.
Your Honor, if I could, just as a point of privilege, just looking at this property owner purchased this property back in 2018 from RHA2, which used to be a good repeat customer here. It was part of a overall $25 million plus purchase of 325 properties, ranging from Fort Lauderdale, Miramar, pretty much all over Broward County. So I would request, and the fact that they're not here, I think that the fine should be increased based upon those circumstances.
Okay.
To what is a good question. Maybe $250 a day for each violation.
Okay. Violation 24-27 I have is withdrawn. Is that? Pardon me? It is. Okay. All right. Okay, so ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is on page 31. Bovary Exant is the inspector. Case number CE 2206-0132. Address 912 Northwest 13th Street. Owner Headley McLaren. Property was posted 10/5/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Exantis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 2206-0132. Property address 912 Northwest 12th Street. This property was first inspected in June 8, 2022, and the following violations were observed. Violation 9-304B is in compliance. Violation 18-4C is there a vehicle on the property, including but not limited to a four-door silver Chrysler 300 with no tag, and a gray-brown CRV with no tag, a blue Honda Accord 4 doors with a North Carolina expired license plate. Violation 9-305B, there are area of bare and missing ground cover included but not limited to the swell area. Violation 47-34.4.8.1 is complied. Violation 47-34.4.B.1 is complied. Violation 9-306 is in compliance. Notice of hearing was posted on the property in October 5th, 2022, and a pre-hearing inspection was conducted in October 19, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. I've been in touch with the tenant or the resident at the property. I believe property owner tried to call me. I've been returning the phone calls, but no one replied back to me. Therefore, the city is going to request a 21-day to correct all violation or fine of $50 for each violation each day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 31, bottom of the page. Bovary Exant is the inspector. Case number CE 2208-0398. Address 1445 West Sunrise Boulevard. Owner Burger King Co-op number 16, care of Ryan. Property was posted 10/13/2022. Posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Exentis, on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale, Community Enhancement, case and address that was read. This property was first inspected on August 13, 2022, and the following violation were observed. Following violation was observed: 18-12A. There's overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and its well. This is a repeat violation per previous case CE 21-00673. Your Honor, at the special magistrate on January 14, 2022, Judge Purdy ordered 14 days to comply with the violation with $100 each day thereafter. And also, Your Honor, because this is a repeat violation, the fines ought to be double, and the property was out of compliance for a total of 34 days. Therefore, the city is going to request $6,800 to be imposed.
But we need pictures.
Yeah, I haven't.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I do have a picture on my end. I'm not sure.
All right, yeah, give Katrina 1 second before the magistrate orders. She needs to see the pictures. So let the record reflect that pictures are now being shown for this violation.
Okay, so ordered.
Next case is on page 32. Overy Exantis, the inspector. Case number CE 2206-0450. Address 400 Northwest 15th Avenue. Owner Elliot Nat and Melinda Ann Fed. Property was posted 10/5/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Exentis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, case number CE 2206-0450, property address 400 Northwest 15th Ave. This property was first inspected in June 17, 2022, and the following violation were observed. Violation 9-306 is complied. Violation 9-305B is the only remaining violation in this case right now. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are area of dead and missing ground cover, including the swell area. Violation 18-1 is complied. Violation 9-305A is complied. Violation 47-24.1.A.1 is complied. Violation 18-4C is complied. Violation 24-27.B has been withdrawn. Violation 18-12A is complied. Notice of hearing was posted on property on October 5th, 2022. Pre-hearing inspection was conducted on October the 19th, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. I have been in contact with the property owner, and last time the owner called me was before my last inspection, stated that the grass was laid down. Indeed, the grass was partially laid down, but the rest of the landscape is not being maintained. So therefore, the city is going to request in the 28 days to correct the remaining violation or fine of $25 for that violation each day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 33. Case number CE, Overy Exantis, the inspector. Case number CE 2208-0543. Address 2305 Northwest 6th Place. Owner MMR Florida LLC. Property was posted 10/13/2022. Posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Isantis on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, case number CE 22080543, property address 2305 Northwest 6th Place. This property was first inspected in August 18, 2022, and the following violation were observed. Violation 9-304B, there are vehicles and trailers parked on the grass lawn area. Violation 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are area of dead and missing ground cover. Violation 24-27B has been withdrawn. A notice of hearing was posted on property in October 13, 2022. Pre-hearing inspection was conducted on October 19, 2022, revealed as depicted in the photos. For the record, I have been in touch with the property owner. Last time we spoke, she told me she was an elderly person and she also is handicapped from the back. And that's one of the reasons why, even though violation 24-27B has been withdrawn, so I had offered her that I will remove them for her if they were not withdrawn. So therefore, the city is gonna request a 42 days to correct all the violation or fine of $25 for each violation each day thereafter.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 36. Marco Aguilera, Inspector, case number CE 22030996, address 1057 Southwest 30th Street, units 1 to 2. Owner, Peter John Alario. Property was posted 10/12/2022, posted at City Hall 10/13/2022.
Good afternoon, Marco Aguilera, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance Officer, case and address as read. The property was initially cited on 3/2/22 by previous Officer Emmons for the following violations. 9-305B, the landscape of this property is not maintained in a neat, well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. There is gravel with grass and weeds growing through the gravel. 9-304B, the paved driveway is in a state of disrepair and has cracks and is dirty and is uneven in certain areas. Reinspection was conducted on 4/4/22 and showed that all violations cited remain. Since then, 8 reinspections have taken place. As of 10/19/22, the property remains in violation as per the photos depict. At this time, city is requesting 28 days to come into compliance or face a fine of $25 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 40, hearing to impose fines. Robert Kisarowicz. Case number FC 21110010, address 817 Northwest 57th Street, owner Carter Property Enterprises, Inc. Case was first heard January 27, 2022 to comply by February 24, 2022. Suspensions are noted in the case. 2 sections not complied at $100. Fines accrue in the amount of $23,400, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Your Honor.
Oh, sorry.
Good afternoon.
I paid attention to the program and not to you. Sorry.
This was a request for extension. Captain Robert Kisarowicz, Fort Lauderdale Fire Marshal's Office, with a case number, address, and violations as read in the case. I'm actually quite surprised that a respondent didn't show, so there must have been some extenuating circumstances. I have had very good communications with both the owner of the property and the tenant, and they have gone ahead and they've obtained 4 permits to get this installation done. At this time, I was under the impression that this would have been completed by now.
Okay.
But they are requesting the additional time, and again, I'm surprised that the respondents didn't show for it.
Mhm.
I have no problems granting that additional time extension at this point because we do have fines that are on this case that are pending. They understand that the fines are out there. They are motivated in getting this done, and there was a lot of confusion in trying to get the permits through the building department to begin with. In fact, the case is old, but the last of the permits were obtained on 8/24 of 2022, so it hasn't been that long since the permits were actually issued.
Mhm.
And I would ask for the time extension on their behalf since they're not here. I believe on that calendar it's 91 days. Is that where we're
91
at?
days, okay. 91-day extension, and we'll suspend the fines during that period.
Thank you very much then.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 40, Leonard Champagne, the inspector. Where's Leonard?
No, it's Massey, so just keep reading. You don't need inspectors.
Just, okay. It's a citation. Case number CE 2208-0114, address 6600 Northeast 20th Way, owner Ignor Kushner. Property was cited 8/4/2022 to comply by 8/19/2022. One section complied at $200 for a total amount of $5,000. No, sorry. The case was complied and it's 24 days out of compliance at $200, which is $4,800.
So ordered.
Next case, CE 2208-0205, address 607 Northeast 11th Avenue, Jessica Ruggiero. This is also a citation. Property was cited 8/8/2022 to comply by 8/8/2022. One section complied at $400. 2 days out of compliance for the amount of $800.
So ordered.
Same page, page 40, CE 2208-0352, address 1538 Northeast 3rd Avenue, Tyler Tushu Revertible Trust, Tyler Tushu Trustee. Case was first heard 8/11/2022 to comply by 8/11/2022. One section not complied at $400 per day. Out of compliance for 7 days for a total of $2,800.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 41. This is a citation. Evan Oak is the inspector. Case number CE 2206-0545. Case address 2120 Riverland Road. Owner HYYP Family Trust. Zeng Bruce Yeping Trustee. Case was cited 7/30/2022 to comply by 7/30/2022. One section complied at $200 for $1,200. One section complied at $250 for $750, total of $1,950.
So ordered.
Question full amount, no appeal was received.
So ordered.
Okay, let me just do this one. Next case is on page 41. This is also a citation. Case number CE 2208-0381, address 2317 North Ocean Boulevard, owner A1A North Ocean Boulevard LLC. Property was cited 8/13/2022 to comply by 8/13/2022. One section complied at $400. It's a one-time fine of $400. No appeal was received. City is requesting full amount.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 43. Case number CE 2208-0383, address 2301 North Ocean Boulevard, owner 2301 North Ocean Boulevard LLC. This is a citation. Case was cited 8/13/2022 to comply by 8/13/2022. One section complied at $400. There's a one-time fee of $400. City is requesting full amount and no appeal was received.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 43. Case number CE 2209-0201, address 128 Southeast First Street, units 1 to 4, owner Second Layer Equity LLC. Case was cited 9/9/2022 to comply by 9/11/2022. One section complied at $200 a day for a total of, out of compliance for 10 days for a total amount of $2,000. City is requesting full amount and no appeal was received.
So ordered.
Next case is on 43, CE 2208-0605, address 1501 Southwest 12th Court, owner BNGN BY1 LLC, care of Glenn Luthi. Case was cited 8/26/2022 to comply by 9/10/2022. One section complied at $200. Out of compliance for 5 days. Total amount $1,000. City's requesting full amount. No appeal was received.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 44. Case number CE 2207-05554. Case address 1443 Northeast 53rd Court. Owner ANNG Group LLC. Case was cited 7/27/2022 to comply by 8/11/2022. One section complied at $200 a day. Out of compliance for 13 days. Total amount of $2,600. City's requesting full amount. No appeal was received.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 45. Case number CE, bottom of the page, case number CE 2204-0536. Address 1518 Southeast 2nd Court. Owner Paula Loggins and James Yetter. Case was first heard 6/30/2022 to comply by 7/28/2022. One section complied at $25. Out of compliance for 88 days. Total amount $2,200.
So ordered.
Case is on page 46. Case number CE 2208-0030. Address 133 Hendricks Isle. Owner Arai Rentals LLC. This is a citation. Case was first heard 8/2/2022 to comply by 8/3/2022. One section complied at $200. Out of compliance of 41 days for a total of $8,200. City's requesting full amount. No appeal was received.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 46, bottom of the page, CE 2208-0651, address 2849 Southwest 9th Street. Owner, Corbell Cooper. This is a citation. Property was cited 8/24/2022 to comply by 9/8/2022. One section not complied at $250. Out of compliance of 49 days. Total fines accrue in the amount of $12,250. City requests full amount, which continue. No appeal received.
So ordered.
I never see him. He's such a good repeat customer.
Next case is on page 50. This was an order to reappear. Case number CE 2202-0644, address 1651 Northwest 28th Avenue. Owner Miguel Landro. Case was first heard 5/26/2022 to comply by 6/30/2022. Suspensions are noted. Two sections complied at $25 a day. Out of compliance for 25 days for a total amount of $1,250. City is requesting full amount.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 51. This is a citation. Case number CE 2208-0401. Case address 709 Southwest 14th Avenue, units 1 to 3. Owner CBCSD7 LLC.
Ms. Mary,
Yes.
can you allow Rachel to read in page 51, please? She wanted to get some practice in, so. Yeah.
Sure.
51.
Inspectors Patrice Jolly, case being presented by Rachel Moore.
Good morning, Rachel Moore.
Morning.
Rachel Moore presenting for Patrice Jolly, City of Fort Lauderdale Senior Code Compliance Inspector, presenting case CE 22080401 for the business located at 709 Southwest 14th Avenue. This property was first inspected on 8/13/22 and cited for the following violations. 18-1, complied 8/18/22, 4 days, $250 equaling equaling $1,000. There's an overflowing dumpster emitting a foul odor at this property that is creating a public nuisance. It is being maintained in such a manner that the property is or may reasonably become infested or inhabited by rodents, vermin, or wild animals, or may furnish a breeding place for mosquitoes, or threatens or endangers the public health, safety, or welfare, or may adversely affect and impair the economic welfare of adjacent properties. Section 47-19.4.d.8. There is a dumpster enclosure that is not maintained at this location. The dumpster is overflowing as garbage all about the property and enclosure. The unsanitary conditions have caused a very strong offensive odor to emanate from this dumpster and permeate down the adjacent properties. This offensive odor is having a negative adverse impact on the neighbors. Additionally, the odor is having a negative impact on the health, safety, and welfare of the residents and the community. This is a repeat violation of case number CE 19121-078 and CE 21020-710, of where citations were issued for the same violations. 24-29, point parentheses A, the dumpster enclosure overflowing with trash and not maintained. This is a repeat violation. Please see case CE 21050-970. 3 citations were posted and copies were mailed to the property owners as listed on Broward County Property Appraiser. Contact was made with the property owner on 8/17/22. Property was then on 8/18/22 and was observed in full compliance. All violations have been complied. No appeal was filed. The city is requesting that the fines be imposed as read.
So ordered.
Thank you.
I did good.
Oh.
I did good.
It's a lot to read, and it was a lot to read.
I would like to read into the records, page 57, as complied, closed, withdrawn, and rescheduled, 57 and 58.
So ordered.
This concludes October 27th, 2022 Special Magistrate hearing.
Does this?
Sorry, hold on a second. No, in the microphone though. In the microphone.
Oh, sorry. The last case is on page 55, case number CE 21100908, address 5180 Northwest 12th Avenue, owner RMC Real Holdings LLC. This was an order to reappear. The case was first heard 2/24/2022 to comply by 4/7/2022. Suspensions are noted. One section complied at $50. Out of compliance of 4 days. City is requesting no fines.
So ordered.
That concludes today's hearing.